morning, everyone. Merry Christmas. Yeah, all the feel-goods, right? So this morning, I am going to be talking on our series called Giving Gifts, Removing the Obstacles to Making Memories This Christmas. Christmas is full of good memories, right? Like we've got these memories, these moments that we hold dear to our heart. They come at Christmas time, and we've kept them through the Christmases and Christmases. And we can bring ourselves back to them, kind of, can't we? They come with these moments when we're with our family. Maybe we're all around the tree and we're exchanging gifts. And there's usually like some good food. Everyone's smiling, having a good time. The dog's got wrapping paper stuck to his paw. He's trying to move along. Like these are those snippets in time that we hold onto and that have just made it with us Christmas after Christmas. And they get us excited for the next Christmas ahead. And all the hullabaloo of getting ready for Christmas is worth it because it makes these moments, these memories that we hold on to. The rest of the year, our lives are fairly full. Our schedules are fairly packed. We've got our kids, our family, the dog. We've got to go to the gym. We're connecting with our spouse, with our friends. We're volunteering. We have our school or extracurricular activities. Thank you. We've got dinner and dishes, and we're fairly maxed out. And then Christmas comes along, and without even asking for permission, it just adds 25 more things to our already full schedules. And all of it culminates with a deadline of December the 25th. Deadlines are the worst, aren't they? Like, you got this deadline that you got to stick to. And Christmas doesn't change its date. It is December 25th. Take it or leave it. It already adds to our schedule. We've got to now also buy the perfect gift. We are maxing out our bank accounts. We have people coming over. We have parties to go to. There are decorations and traditions, the baking, the volunteering, the Christmas pictures, the Christmas cards. Have you sent your Christmas cards yet? There are 15 days left till Christmas. Get on it. Add to that, making sure we have the holiday spirit, the cheer, the laughter, and lights. Don't forget lights. Christmas is weird without lights. You need the lights. Christmas has moments of cheer, peace, and goodwill, and also moments of busyness, stress, and meltdowns. So this morning what I'm going to do is I want to start off with 3 questions. Oh, yes. That's how I feel at Christmas sometimes. It's like, this is too much. We're going to start off this morning with 3 questions. So in the seats that you're in, just kind of find some people around you, some friends, make some friends if you don't know anyone around you. And we're just going to go over 3 questions to just kind of open up this morning. The first question is, what fills you with the Christmas spirit? And the second question is, what about Christmas causes you the most stress or anxiety? And number 3, have you ever had a Christmas meltdown / disaster or witnessed one? All right? So quickly, just with a few minutes with the people around you, just make some friends and just chat through those this morning. All right, wrap up your conversations. There are some really good stories going on out there. So what fills you with the Christmas spirit? Give me some of them. What are some of the things? Santa, music, decorating, a Christmas presents. Yeah. Traditions. Yeah. What causes you the most Christmas stress?
Presents.
I heard presents 3 times. Mailing things on time. More presents. Yeah. Presents just keeps coming up over and over again. This is good. I'm not going to ask you for your Christmas meltdowns. I won't make you have to tell everyone about them. I'll just share mine with you this morning, because I already had one this Christmas. So here you go. For the last 4 years, in our family, we just haven't been exchanging Christmas gifts. We have opted for other meaningful experiences during Christmas. Instead of gifts, we've traveled, we've spent time with family, we've intentionally recognized the gifts that we already have, and those have been great. Those years, great. But this year, we decided that we were going to do Christmas in like its fullness. And that meant presents again. So we were going to, oh, hi. Ta-da! Okay, but we were gonna do presents again. And that meant I had to freshen up on my present getting, which apparently after 4 years of not getting presents, I'm kind of rusty at it. To top it all off, my husband, Adam, is one of those difficult people to buy gifts for. Do you guys have those people in your lives? Like anyone else? Yes, okay. You know my pain. You know. So it's been 4 years. I want this to be good. I want to get it right. I want him to, when he opens that gift, to smile that smile that says like, oh my goodness, I'm so touched. You're amazing. How do you know me so well? Like just, that smile. That's what we're all working for when we buy a gift for someone, isn't it? Like that smile. So that's what I was going to do. So I thought of the gift. I got it. I figured it out. And the hunt began. I started looking at the local shops, the big box stores. I was Googling it. I was figuring out all the options, all the brands. I was finding the best price. And then I realized this is going to cost me a fair bit more than I was anticipating. And then I thought, no, I'll justify this with the fact it's been 4 years since I've gotten this man a gift. So I should be able to afford something. And then realizing, no, that's still not the case. I still can't afford this. And so again, adjusting my expectations and figuring all this out. And all the humor aside, though, this thing had me right consumed. Like, I was obsessed about this. I would try to work, and my mind was only half on work because another half of it was thinking about this gift. I was trying to play with my son, and I was half playing with him and half actually on my phone, like going like, okay, yeah, no, not that one. Like I was constantly, everywhere I was trying to have conversations with people, but I was there because I had a deadline. I had to buy this thing by Cyber Monday. I needed to because I couldn't afford it otherwise. And so I was just experiencing this overload. And I actually ended up laying on my bed, and I phoned my brother, and I needed help and I needed advice. I don't know why I phoned my brother. I just thought he'd be the best person. I don't know. So I phoned him, and I'm like, and I remember just crying out, not humorly. Like I was wired at this point. And I'm like, why does Christmas have to be so stressful? And he goes, well, it doesn't have to be. Poor guy. He's like, why are you phoning me? And I was like, I responded with him, I know that, but it is. It is sometimes. We work really hard to make Christmas happen. We've created a role of responsibility to Christmas because without it, Christmas won't happen. It's a silly notion because we know deep down inside in our hearts that we don't make Christmas happen, but we put an awful lot of work into making it happen, don't we? Yeah? The question I want to ask this morning is, how important are the things that you do to making the Christmas memories? I think some of you admit, well, they're pretty important. Maybe you're the one who hangs the lights. You do the baking, you get the teacher gifts, you send the cards, you attend the parties, and you prepare the kids for the Christmas concerts. Maybe you're the one who makes Christmas happen in the fact that you work all year long and you make the money that we buy the gifts with. You are making Christmas happen. Maybe you're the type of person who you do Christmas by not getting too involved in order not to ruin the Christmas for someone else. You are Christmas cheer in human form. You make sure that no Grinch will enter your family's Christmas. Maybe you are the person who keeps the traditions alive. You make sure those memorable moments of the holiday season are repeated year after year. We have this thing subconsciously inside us. It's probably like a little bit of a broken piece of us, that we subconsciously have this need for a sense of control or security. And when that sense of control or security slips away, we grab a hold of it the best we can to continuously maintain this thing called Christmas. For Christmas' sake, we're going to do this. Stress steals our holiday cheer. When we feel the need to do something, the need to do something to make Christmas happen, we are grabbing a hold of it because no, we will not let this thing go. We will keep Christmas on the rails. And this is where stress enters your Christmas. We work our butts off for Christmas to happen. And when it threatens to fall off the rails, we grab a hold of it, take a deep breath, and push in harder. This grip of maintaining control, this grip is us maintaining control. We don't make Christmas memories here. This is not where the memories happen. This is us yelling at our kids to find the angel wings for that Christmas play, because we have to go 5 minutes ago. This is buying gifts that we have to buy even though we don't have the money for them. This is us grumbling at people in the mall parking lot. And this is us putting on those smiles that we don't really feel for those Christmas cards we don't really want to send. This right here is our Christmas stress as we hold on to Christmas. And we can't, in this state, receive. When we are so tightly gripped, there's no way we can receive. We can't receive when we are busy holding on tight. It's like Christmas has this gift to give us, and it's a really nice gift. It's got some Santas on it and a bow. And you're like, I'm so excited for Christmas. So excited. Now, how do I open this gift? When my hands are so gripped tight, I can't get into what Christmas has. You know what? I think I can get this bow off. This is my Christmas. This right here. You guys, this is lame. This is like Christmas only in a small portion, because Christmas, the whole gift of it's inside here. But in order to get in, I have to learn to let go. In order to open this gift, I had to put a Disney one in. I just had to. In order to get this gift, I've got to open up, let go, so I can actually unpack what God has for me this Christmas. And He's got some really good things. And there are some memories to be made here, but I can't get them when I'm holding on tight. The way to avoid Christmas stress is to practice holy rest. Now, I want to make sure we're on the same page here when I talk about this, because this is like the point I want to get across, that the way to avoid Christmas stress is to practice holy rest. But I know that some of you are like, oh, rest sounds good. Rest sounds really good about now. I could just be lazy. I could sleep in. I don't have to change that toilet paper roll. Don't be that person. Those are lazy people. Or maybe a holiday. A holiday would sound like a really good rest. An escape. How many of you at work, if someone goes away on a holiday, you're like, oh, how was your holiday? They're like, oh, it was good, but now I need a holiday for my holiday. Yeah? Yeah. Some of you have like heard that. It's because we have this idea of rest. We usually accompany it with being lazy or with an escape of some kind. But it doesn't fully satisfy the need that we have for rest. It's because we're kind of a little bit off in our understanding of rest. In my house, our Christmas tree is attached to a timer. I don't know if any of you have one of these devices that you have your Christmas tree attached to a timer. This way, we don't have to crawl underneath our Christmas tree every single time to unplug it and plug it back in. It turns on and off on its own. It's great. I considered this year maybe, we have a kid now, so our kid could unplug and plug in the Christmas tree, but he's 2, so the chances of electrocution are still too high. So we still are using the timer. But the thing about these timers is you have to set them. You have to set them to the current time so that as it ticks, it stays in sync with the clock. Problem is, if that thing's just a little bit off, your Christmas tree is going to turn on maybe 15 minutes too early. Would you think, oh, great, Christmas comes 15 minutes early, that means for you? No. That means my Christmas lights turn on and my dog has a panic attack because it can't figure out why the Christmas tree turned on. And she just starts losing it 15 minutes before I want to be awake and wakes up the kid, wakes up me. We're all awake 15 minutes before our alarm, and it just isn't a pretty thing. So this idea, this timer, this thing that's just a little bit off, that's kind of where we are with our understanding of rest. Because God's intention for it is something more than what we are currently understanding. In fact, I think we are missing out on what he has intended for us. So I want to paint a new idea. I want to get that understanding of rest right back on center, right back where it's supposed to be. So I want to talk to you about the idea of holy rest. Holy rest is the practice of letting go of my control and recognizing that God has the ultimate control. Holy rest is trusting. Holy rest is also the authentic connection through being present. When God gave us instruction to rest, this is what he meant. This was his intention, to let go and to recognize that he's in control and practice present connection. We are in this state, in this place where we as people, we seek authentic connection on a regular basis. And as a society, it's being proved that we as individuals feel incredibly, incredibly isolated. And that was not God's intention for us at all. So holy rest is able to bring us together. Holy rest is also us practicing trusting in God. And through this connection and this surrender, we are able to find the purpose that Christmas is supposed to give us. I like the way that Isaiah phrases it. He kind of paints this word picture in Isaiah. And Isaiah is a neat book because it foreshadows Christmas. I read it before Christmas because I like the fact that it is this foreshadowing before Christmas. And he paints this great picture of what this holy rest comes to. It says in Isaiah 35, 3-5, "So with confidence and hope in this message, strengthen those with feeble hands. Shore up the weak-kneed and weary. Those who worry, the anxious and the fearful, take strength and have courage. There's nothing to fear." Look here, your God. Right here, your God. The balance is shifting. God will right all wrongs. None other than God will give you success. He is coming to make you safe. I think there's more. I don't have it written in here. Do you have the next slide? Oh, there we go. Then such healing, such repair. The eyes of the blind will be opened. The ears of the deaf will be clear. I love this picture that Isaiah has painted because he says that right here, in this message of hope, this message that's supposed to stir up confidence and strengthen us, that right here in this present moment, we will find something. Right here. It's not something in the future. It's not something in the past. But right here, there is a promise for us. And then he says the balance is shifting. I love that. The balance is shifting. If I don't want to have a stress-free Christmas, if I want to have a guilt-free Christmas. Something has got to change. A balance has to shift. And God says, I got this. It's shifting. God will right all wrongs. Not me, not Frankie. Frankie isn't gonna be able to do this. It's gonna have to be God. And he's gonna do this. And then there's the promise at the end. This promise of hope. This promise of repair and healing. Because guys, my Christmas could use some healing. My life could use some healing, if I'm incredibly honest. A successful Christmas. It says God will bring the success. It's not us. We will not make Christmas happen. This is God's thing. It was from the beginning, and it is still today. Some of us are busy giving other people a memorable Christmas, that we miss out on what we could be receiving ourselves. But God's got a whole gift for you that you could be receiving this Christmas if we will just learn to let go and receive. But how? So the question is, okay, this is all sounding good. Yeah, are we on the same page? This is sounding good. But practically, how do we do this? And the answer is, unfortunately, we have to practice. I don't like that answer. When people are like, you got to practice, I'm like, I don't like that. You know why I don't like that? Because I've been learning some things about myself lately. I've been doing like this soul searching. And I've realized if I'm not good at something right away, I don't do it. I just don't. People are like, you're good at everything you do, Frankie. I'm like, no, I just do the things I'm good at. Those things I'm not good at, you just don't see me doing them. So this is why I don't like this answer. But you guys, I am learning. I am learning this lesson right along with you. Because I'm learning this idea of letting go takes practice. It's like we have to exercise the muscle of rest. It's like rest is this muscle that we need to exercise. When I have my son, Finn, through my pregnancy and through the delivery, I messed up some of the muscles in my body. And for the last 2 years, my body has been compensating for those damages that have been done. Our bodies are really cool, aren't they? They're like, oh man, there's this piece of you that has been broken, so that we don't break it any further, we're going to compensate with some other muscles to give you a relief. And that's great. That is awesome. Until we stop using that muscle that has been broken, and those other muscles take over, and that muscle that was broken never really gets healed because of it. And so I took on CrossFit. Some of you are like, you're nuts. And I'm like, I know. I say it out loud to people all the time, and they're like, really? I'm like, apparently, I keep going, so apparently I am there. I don't know. And what I'm learning, guys, is that I take this time to intentionally work really hard on my muscles to heal them. And then through that intentional work, in the rest of my days, my muscles work better. Because I took that time to work on them intentionally, and then through that practice of working on them, through my days, I stand up taller, I sit down better, I'm more strengthened because of the practice I've been putting into this. So this thing of rest, this muscle of rest is going to take some exercise. So I'm going to give you an exercise. You ready? Here we go. Do some stretches. There we go. Okay, so the first part of the exercise is to pick a time. Pick a time that you're going to practice. That seems simple. Traditionally, when people are practicing holy rest, they take 24 hours. But if you don't have 24 hours, pick 12. If you don't have 12, pick 4. If you don't have 4, pick 1. I'm giving you 1. You can't go any shorter than that, okay? But pick a time that you're going to practice holy rest, and then let other people know, because you're not going to be doing the things that you usually do, and they're going to be like, what are you doing? You're not doing the things I expect you to do, because we're practicing. We're practicing doing something different. So just let people know around you what's going on. So pick a time. The next thing is to prepare. prepare for this time. This time of holy rest isn't something you're like, oh, I've got an hour, I'll practice. No, that's not how this works. You need to pick a time and then prepare for it. And the reason for that is because in this time, we're going to practice letting go of those things that we feel the need to be doing. And if we're not ready in those moments, we'll be like, oh, but I need to do this thing. For me, one of my big things is in my preparing, I'm responsible for making the meals, keeping our family fed in our house. And so that's one of my things I feel like I need to do. So I have to set that aside for my practice time. So before I enter into this time of practice, this practice of holy rest, the dinner I make beforehand is just huge. Like, I make copious amounts of food so that all the leftovers can go in my fridge, and if anyone is hungry in my house, I don't feel the need to feed them. I just go, oh, find something in the fridge. There's stuff in there. Okay? See, we need to prepare for this in some sense. If you're like, oh, man, like, my family's not going to have socks if I just take this time and don't do laundry. Well, then do laundry before you do your time of rest, so they'll have socks afterwards, okay? These are like my practical applications for you guys, because I've been doing this. So pick a time, prepare, and then practice. My first recommendation is to take our phones and turn them off. And the reason for that is, like, people are like, wait, what? What's wrong with my phone? If I'm going to rest, I'm going to sit here on YouTube for 3.5 hours. Right? Like, that is what I am doing. No. I'll explain why I think we need to put this thing away. Because if holy rest is about letting go of control and authentic connection, this device undermines that effort. The reason being is because we have developed, we have this need for authentic connection, but in our brokenness, we begin to reach here for that connection. And we have been told time and time again that the connections we make through here are not authentic. They're leaving us still feeling isolated and empty. So this is not practicing that authentic present connection right here with the people around us. So this needs to go. The other reason is because I can control a lot through this device. I didn't realize it until I started practicing this, that if I'm really going wholeheartedly into this exercise of rest, that I need to take away this because I control a lot through it. I'm able to get in touch with you really quick if I just need to be like, oh, did like so-and-so get the slides for tomorrow morning's sermon? I can really quickly take control of that and be at ease at the fact that someone else has taken, that I know that someone has taken care of it, because I just took on that control of making sure this Sunday morning happens. I am able to get a hold of family members when I don't know where they are. I am able to even as simply just check the clock as if I have control over the time in my day. Which is true. Knowing what time it is keeps us from being late to things. But for this exercise, I'm trying to let go of control entirely. And so in my preparing for my time of rest, I turn this thing off and I put it in a drawer. And as soon as I close that drawer, that is when my practice begins. So I highly recommend putting this away. And then, so here we are. We've picked a time. We've completely prepared for it. We have disconnected our phones so we are completely present in this moment. What do you do with that? What do you do? I'm always busy doing things that need to be done. What am I doing in this moment if I'm not escaping and being lazy? In this moment, begin to first observe all the things that suddenly come up inside of you that need to happen. And when something needs to be done, let it go. Not right now, because right now I'm practicing letting go. But it needs to happen, and so you're like, okay, well, when I'm done this practice, I will do this. I will get that thing done after, because I'm not doing it now. And I don't know about you and how your brains work, but I will spend that whole rest of the time remembering the thing I need to do later. If you're that type of person and you're like me, have a notepad ready and just write down those things that need to happen. Oh, those Christmas cards need to get in the mail yesterday. Okay, write that down. Okay, these are things I need to do. Oh, I need to remember to buy that present for that teacher because I nearly forgot. Write that down. And then set it aside. And when you're done your practice, you can pick that up and take care of those things. Some of you are like, this sounds extreme. It is. And it's supposed to be. You know what else is extreme? Lunges. I hate lunges. At CrossFit, they keep making you do these. And like, they're really good for you. And I'm like, no, they're not. Lunges are extreme. No one walks like this. No one. Like, I don't know. Maybe you do, but you're weird. No one walks like that. This is an extreme movement that will strengthen us so that when we are doing everyday movements, we are stronger. This is our exercise. This is our lunges, if you will. Because as we go on into the rest of our week, as we end our time of practice where we have let go and we have had authentic connection. Guys, the people around you are those people who are present with you. Connect with them in those moments. How many of you are like, I sometimes wish I could talk to my son more? Here's a good time to do that. I really wish that I had more time with my husband. Here's some time for that. Some of you are like, okay, this sounds all great, but I can't afford this. You don't know what's going on in my life right now. Like, this is just not a good time. You need this more than ever. If Christmas is so delicate that you taking a moment of rest would let it fall off the rails and it just won't happen, you've got more control over Christmas than you thought. This is a great practice for you. And it's going to seem extreme. But that's because when we end our time of holy rest, our practice of holy rest, and we go back into the Christmas season, back into our regular lives, and all of a sudden those feelings of holding on tight and not letting go start coming up, we've just practiced what it's like to let go. And we will become better at knowing those spaces that we're holding on too tight and we need to start letting go. We'll start realizing those places where we start escaping and we're not connecting, and we'll start pressing into those spaces, making memorable moments with our family, making memorable moments with our community. This practice of holy rest allows us to experience what God has for us this Christmas. Because when we let go of our need for control and security, we are now able to receive. And there's nothing more amazing than the gift of peace. And we sing about that all the time in Christmas songs. And this is how we are meant to receive it, with hands wide open. When we put our trust in God, we can experience peace. This week has been, there's this rule at Connect, it's like it's not really written, it's just spiritually there, that if you're about to give a sermon on a topic, you will be required to practice it the week before the sermon. Those of you who have prepared a sermon, you know what's going on here. This week has been a big practice at this, you guys. Huge for me. Every single day, something came up that kept me from my plans to prepare this sermon. Every single day. I wish I could tell them all to you. They were ridiculous. You know, to the point where you're like, what is going on? This is not normal. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, God. And God's like, oh, but you're telling people how to let go, and you've been practicing let go. Here's your chance to use it. So all week long, I've been letting this thing go. And you guys, this message is not of my work. I put my best effort into it. But honestly, this is a work of letting go and letting God speak through me this morning. How will this letting go change your Christmas? How will this change you? You will experience the gift of peace. With peace, you are able to sleep better at night. You'll smile more. You reframe the way that you face the fears in your life. You're able to spot stress early before it spreads into the rest of your life. You can handle bad news better with the gift of peace. You're better at discerning Satan's lies, and you're better at hearing God more clearly and the promises he's trying to tell you. You will have a Christmas season not merely survived, but a season filled with memories of holiday joy, peace, and you'll be able to sing glory because of the hope that Christmas brings. Holy rest allows us to experience the spirit of Christmas. Because Christmas, the real message of Christmas, is not that we make peace on earth. It's not that we bring goodwill toward men. It is not that we bring hope or love or light. It's not that we will make this world save itself. The message of Christmas is that the world is a mess, and we are a mess, and we can't save ourselves. We need a Messiah, and we need a Savior. And the good news of Christmas is that he has come if we are willing to receive him. What if your only role this Christmas was to be present and receive? What would that do? What would that change for you? This morning, I just want to pray and just really begin to let go of those things that I have been holding on to. Will you guys join me with that? God, I have put so much responsibility on myself to make this thing happen, this thing Christmas, this thing life. And God, it is crushing me some days. Some days I'm short-tempered and I don't know why. Some days I just feel like giving up. God, I'm realizing that I can't do this on my own. So God, I surrender this to you. I surrender my life to you because it sounds like you got this way more figured out than I do, and I'm going to learn to trust. This morning, you guys, if you're feeling this tightness, this apprehension to do this thing called holy rest, I encourage you to just pray with me right now. God, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give you this piece of time that has come up in my mind. I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to give it a shot. Because I'm weary. My hands are tired. My body is tired. My mind is tired. I'm going to trust in your promise. God, I pray blessing into these people's lives as they begin to practice one of your spiritual laws of rest. You are about to bless them. You are about to tell them things that they couldn't hear because their minds were so busy. You're about to show them things that they couldn't see because their eyes were so focused on the task ahead. You're about to give them the peace that surpasses all understanding. And God, this is going to be hard. Like any exercise, it's going to take work. So God, I pray strength into these people right now. I pray these things in your holy name. Amen. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me this morning. I really hope that this message brings something to your Christmas to help take away some of those obstacles of stress that are keeping you from making those memories happen. Thanks, guys, and have a good morning.